Hello and welcome, friends and supporters of Prairie Soap House and Apothecary. If we're meeting for the very first time, my name is Erin Oberlander. I'm a certified holistic aromatherapist, herbalist, and a supporter of all ideas natural living. And my goal is to help you live a more holistic lifestyle with ease. So today I'm going to be talking about how do we deal with the aches and pains of spring's yard work. So myself, I have a small homestead called Arcadia. And yesterday and the day before, I think I dug about 1,000,000 holes. I'm not even exaggerating. And my body hurt after the fact. So how do we deal with these aches and pains in a way that is non-toxic to the body and may actually be supportive to our system? Well, one of the easiest things to do is an aromatic bath, and it can be very, very, very simple. So the first ingredient that you want to look for is Epsom salts. Epsom salts. So over here, I'm just going to try to show you. I have a really, really giant bag of Epsom salts. That is from San Francisco Salt Company. You can also get it, actually you can get Epsom salts usually just at your drugstore. And you can also get it from someplace like Mountain Rose Herbs, for example. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. This just happens to be the company whose Epsom salts I have right now. So you're going to use about 2 cups, a minimum of 2 cups of Epsom salts in your bath, sort of as the base. So you're going to be filling your water in the bathtub, and then you're going to add 2 cups of Epsom salts. You could take a bath just with that and you are going to find benefits. Why? Because Epsom salts, which actually aren't salts, they contain a lot of magnesium. And magnesium is a mineral that our bodies really need to help relax and release tension. That and the warmth of the bath and the relaxation will help to flush out a lot of that bad feeling out of the body. It will help to rejuvenate the body by getting it into a very deep rested state. Now, if you want to get a little bit more pampering, a little bit more luxurious, there's some other tools that you can use to add on to that. So on top of the 2 cups of Epsom salts, you could add some other kind of salt. So you could use pink Himalayan salt, you could use Dead Sea salt, you could use any other kind of salt that you have that is more of a mineral-based salt. So you're not going to just use the iodized salt from the grocery store, but really anything else would be fine. You can add up to a cup of that additionally. Salt is so antibacterial, it's so healing and calming for the body, and it is good for your skin. We don't think of it as we should. It is such a cleansing material, and it's really great to layer on top of the Epsom salts. Now, if you want to add essential oils, you always want to add a little bit of carrier oil first. There's going to be a lot of people out there that tell you that it's fine to just add the essential oils to your bath as long as you have salt in it. However, recently in some of my continuing education, I've learned that substance, the salts and the Epsom salts, are actually not very good dispersants. And why that matters is if you throw the essential oils on there and they're not adequately dispersed, when you get into the tub, your body just sucks up all of that essential oil at one time, which is hard on your system, and you're not getting the benefits of a more gradual absorption, which your body can then use a little bit more easily. So instead of just doing the salts and then adding the essential oils, I want to challenge you to add some kind of a carrier oil. Now, this could be a little bit of olive oil or any of other carrier oil that you like to use, like sesame oil. But if you're working on aches and pains from yard work or exercise or anything like that, I would suggest arnica oil, arnica herbal oil. So arnica is Arnica montana. It's a plant that's been used for dealing with aches and pains for a very, very long time, hundreds and hundreds of years in human history. And so what they do is they take the plant material and they infuse it into a carrier oil, and then this can be used on your skin or, on any aches and pains you have. It's good for bruises as well, but you could actually use this as your carrier oil if you're working on aches and pains anyway, because then you get like a double dip, because you get the help from the Epsom salts, you get the help from the arnica oil, and then you can add essential oils that are known to be helpful for inflammatory states, for aches and pains, that are analgesic, that are known and have been studied to help with pain relief. So I'm going to suggest a few of them to you today. And as I do this, I'm going to also mention that there are some essential oils that you do not want to use in the bathtub, okay? You never want to use a spicy oil in the bathtub. Why? Because spice oils are very hot. not good for your mucous membranes. These are things you don't want on your bits, okay? So stay away from the spices in the bathtub. Another thing that you're going to want to be careful of is anything that's overly cooling. So I would really tend not to use something like eucalyptus or peppermint in the bathtub, because that is very cooling and very drying for the skin, and it can be a little bit too much for a lot of us. If you want to use eucalyptus, I like to sprinkle it in the shower and then let the steam allow me to inhale it where I'm not getting it directly on my skin. Same with peppermint. That's a little bit more of an energizing way of using aromatherapy in your bath or shower ritual. But for a relaxing bath to help with aches and pains, I'm going to suggest go to lavender. So lavender has reams of research that has been done on it. And a lot of that research indicates that lavender helps with our pain perception. So it may not be that we are feeling less pain, it actually makes us care about it less, if you want to think of it that way. So I will say up to 10 to 12 drops in your bathtub for an adult of any combination of essential oils that I'm mentioning today are going to be fine. So lavender is the first one I'm going to mention. The second one that I'm going to mention is a favorite of mine to mix with lavender, and that is frankincense. So here I have my lavender and here I have my frankincense, and I actually like to mix these at a 1-to-1 ratio, so maybe 5 drops of each of these. Frankincense is an essential oil that's been used in spiritual practices since the beginning of human history, and it actually does kind of rewire our brain a little bit to get us into a real focused and calm state. Why that matters for aches and pains from Spring's work, from yard work, and from working hard on workouts is that when we can get our body into a very deep, relaxed state, it actually has a much greater opportunity to go into healing mode and heal those aches and pains that we have going on. And then finally, if you are dealing with a nuclear situation, if you are really in a lot of pain, you don't want to grab your painkillers, you don't want to go to the pharmaceuticals, this is an amazing tool. This is Ply essential oil. The only place that I know of to get this is aromaticsinternational.com. I don't have any association with that company. I just love this essential oil that you can source from them. Now, Ply comes from the jungles. It's actually related to ginger, but whereas ginger is warming, Ply is a little bit more cooling. So it calms down the inflammation. And the people that distill this essential oil say that they notice that will keep pain at bay for up to 12 to 14 hours. So Ply is something that I've used in synergies with some of my clients that have chronic pain issues such as fibromyalgia, and I found it to be really, really effective. So it's similar sort of in scent to lavender, but it has a slight woody / root note to it, and maybe a dash of the hint of lavender in there. So you could actually put all 3 of these together, or you could use one of them individually, or whichever combination is speaking to you. Any of these 3 are fine to use in such a manner, and you'll be good to go as long as you know that you don't have any kind of sensitivities to scent or anything like that. If you do, you're always going to want to patch test these first. And if you're curious about learning more about essential oil safety, you can always go to naha.org and look under their safety tab, where you can get unbiased information from a scientifically based source on what is true essential oil safety. So those are some ideas for you for aches and pains from yard work, Spring's work, being outside on longer workouts, that type of thing. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them below. Otherwise, I will see you at the next time. And if you are curious about learning more about these types of things, I would encourage you to go to intuitiveseason.com and get yourself enrolled in the Intuitive and Seasonal Living Academy, where you can learn to live in harmony with nature so that you can better find your own innate purpose. We'll see you next time.